Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. And tonight I have some treat boxes for you that I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. And they're so fun and so easy to make. And of course I have a new to me fun fold, two of them that I am very excited to share with you. And I'm still featuring this amazing suite of product. It's the Peace on Earth. This is their sentiments for Christmas and different occasions. And so I'm going to show that in the card tonight. And also I'm going to bring in some annual catalog stamps to coordinate with all of everything that I have to share with you tonight, including how to make this fun box and another treat box that you can use for hosting. You can use the treat boxes for craft fairs. There's just so many different possible uses. And I love to share with you whenever I find something new. And so I'm excited to share that with you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're going to go ahead and point the camera down and get started on our projects this evening. Here we go. One moment. Hopefully this will work. I keep fiddling with this tripod, I guess it's called. And let me try one other thing here. There we go. That should do it, I think. Let's hope so. All right. Make sure we shine the light on our project here as we get started. So I have had so much fun discovering some new folds. And like I had mentioned, I am continuing with the Peace on Earth. I have all almost all the stamps on a block, and I'm also bringing in this carryover stamp set that's the Shepherd's Care. We're going to actually use, I believe it's this stamp, the Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace, Mighty God, Everlasting Father. And we are going to be bringing in Sharing, Loving, Crafting, which is in the last page of our catalog. Right there. And also this With You on My Mind stamp set on page 37 of our catalog. Thinking of You, you're going to use that stamp, and also the die cut from the Inspiring Imperfections bundle. So those are some of the products that we're going to use tonight for the two fun folds. And this treat and this fun treat box, Happiness Inside. And we're using some online exclusive products and just a lot of fun different things. Let's go ahead and do the cards first. We'll stamp with the cards. So I've got my card template for the first card, and it opens just like this. It's a wow card. Okay, so your side panels are 2 by 5 1/4. Your designer series paper is 4 by 10 1/2, scored at 10 1/4. Our inside piece is 5 by 3 7/8. This is called a portrait fun fold. The card base is a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored on the 8 1/2 inch side at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And I think I've already mentioned all of the panels here. Now the panels are optional. Like if you just want one panel and not the inside, you can totally do that. I just did two different ones just as an example for going forward. But this is a really fun way to show off your designer series paper. Now that's just the template. Let me show you what I have designed based on the template. because like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with all this new product. Peace on Earth. And it opens like this. What do you think? Peace, love, and joy. I love how this card has come together. And of course, there's all kinds of new product that will be coming out in the next couple of months. But this particular one, I've really been just having a great time playing with all of the product from this suite and bundle, all that color coordination. And of course, these dies, absolutely great. I love them. So let's get started on the first card. I guess I could give you a sneak peek of the second one. And the second one is landscape fold. So it opens like this and then like that. That'll be the second card. So here's our card base. It's like that. And we're definitely going to want to use our bone folder tonight. I hate to move this, but I need a place to work. There we go. I've been playing with some of the letters and little banners, some things that I have. And I didn't quite come up with a card just yet with it, but I've got some ideas in the works. I'm kind of excited to try some new things. The party banner dies in that bundle in the very back of the new catalog are very intriguing. But I'm trying to use what I have. And we all know we want everything that's new, but I really do need to use what I've got. This is gorgeous. This designer series paper, it's so pretty. And just know that, you know, if you have directional paper like this, just be aware when you go to adhere it to your card. All right. Let's just burnish all of those score lines. And so I wouldn't want it to put it down this direction because there's the directional paper. So it's going to go inside just like that. And I'm going to find that sweet spot in the middle. And here is our card. You get an idea of how this is going to open. So fun. All right. Let's see, just find that sweet spot where it is centered. Apply my adhesive. This is a great way to use some of your designer paper if you have a lot of paper that you've been holding on to. This is a great card to not only show it off, but to send it in the mail to someone. And I am trying to get mine ready to go in the mail Saturday. I've got a lot of different cards that I've made, and I need to get those in the mail and let people enjoy them. So here's the two side piece panels that coordinate. And I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Kind of line them up. Just like that. It almost looks like it coordinates beautifully with that one. Let's see, just apply your adhesive. And the next panel. And again, you don't have to have the designer series paper as panels. You could stamp directly on there depending on the color cardstock that you use. You can also use an embossed layer. I thought about doing that, and well, this paper is just gorgeous. I kind of wished I had gotten an extra set of the paper, and so I did not write down the measurement of this one, but it's super, super small. It is basically 5 1/4, and it is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Super tiny. I just wanted to have a little something on this one. So it's basically just going to line up right next to the designer paper. Oh, getting out the glue dots. I have to tell you, earlier my husband walked by and he said, oh, that's right, Athena's live in Athena's Creations. Come on, girls, get your glue dots out. It's time to party. I'm like, really, dear? He's so funny. It's kind of funny because he forgot. He's retired, so he forgot that it's Thursday when I do my lives. And of course, I do like to use glue dots. It just is a nice and easy glue for me to use. And of course, the Take Your Pick tool is a crafter's must. And just a little bit of this glimmer paper to me just goes a long way. So fun. Okay. So this one, I went ahead and die cut out all the pieces just ahead of time, just because it's a little bit easier. And we're going to stamp Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace. And this one is in, I do believe, Misty Moonlight. I didn't write it down, but I've been using Misty Moonlight and Secret Sea. It's red rubber. So hopefully I get this stamped on here correctly, since I can't see where I'm stamping like I normally do with photopolymer. But just find that spot and just press firmly, let the ink soak in. And you can always turn it over if it's not straight. I have to admit, when it's circular like that, it's so much easier, I think, to get it lined up exactly where you want it. Now this one we're going to stamp while we have the ink pad open. And I believe we did do Misty Moonlight, Peace on Earth. Yep, there it is, Peace on Earth. And I'm trying to remember, because of the placement, when you close your card, you want to make sure everything is inside the card so it'll fit in the envelope. And so I'm trying to find the middle part. Because I'm trying not to cover up the words, in other words. Ooh, I hope I didn't move that. Whew, okay. It's not exactly straight, but I've got the little bird, the doves that I'm going to put on there. And then while we have this open, the ink pad that is, we've got Peace, Love, and Joy. And it is going to be on the bottom. We'll get all of our stamping done first. There we go. Peace, Love, and Joy. Just press firmly, let that ink soak in. Nice. I'm very excited. We've got, not this Saturday, but 2 weeks from this Saturday is our stamping Christmas card workshop. So if you haven't already RSVP'd and you would like to come, be sure and let me know, because it's going to take some time to cut all this paper. All right, so I'm going to hold that down, lift up this side, and apply my adhesive. We always have a good time whenever it's Stamp-A-Stack Christmas in July workshop, July the 19th. Okay, so now we can start assembling our card. And I'm going to put this one down first. Try to find the center sweet spot. Hold down one side, lift up this flap, and apply my adhesive. That way, we can come in with our layering piece, which is going to be right on top. And I'm actually going to sneak in some dimensionals on this one. I say sneak in because watch what I'm going to do. I'm holding it down. And then on the dimensional, I'm just taking, both sides are sticky. And I'm going to, there we go, put one in there just like that. Take that off. Dimensional is super easy to maneuver. Make sure that's on there. Oh, hey, Dora. I'm so glad you could join us on the live tonight. I don't blame you about not wanting to get out in the rain. I plan to be a stamping hermit this weekend. Not get out in the rain myself. All right, so we want to use our Secret C Stampin' Write marker because I want to put a little tiny dot where the eye on the dove is. And then our darling duckling. And we want to give it a little bit of a, where the beak would be. Just a little tiny dot of color there. All right, so then we're going to layer this right on top. But before I put any adhesive, I just want to get an idea. Okay, good, that's gonna work. So while I have it in the correct spot, I'm gonna hold down one side, lift up, and apply that adhesive. Just a little bit, it's all you need. Okay, and then I'm going to apply a little bit of adhesive just right there in that corner. I'm trying not to cover up the words, but also keep the dove inside the card. Just like that. Okay. Next, same thing. Just a little bit of adhesive. And we're going to put our other dove. Again, we want to keep all of the dove inside the card. And what do you think of this fun fold? It just has that extra wow factor to me. Now we also have, let's see, what did I do with them? They were just right here. Did I put them in the other? Oh, hold on. Because I'm using this actually on both cards. These are the Druzy Adhesive Backed Embellishments. They're in the current annual catalog. And I'm going to use 2 of these small ones. I just love the bling. All that gorgeous bling. What do you think? Easy, wow, fun fold for card number 1. And the measurements again, the 2 side pieces, 5 1/4 by 2 inches. The designer series paper is 10 1/2 by 4, scored at 5 1/4. Then the inside piece is 5 by 3 7/8. And then this is a portrait fun fold. The base of the card is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored on the 8 1/2 inch side at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And so now we're moving on to our next card that is the landscape. Opens like that. Another wow card, heartfelt prayers, thinking of you. Big hugs for a good friend. This designer series paper, you don't even need that inside piece because it's already light and color that you can actually see, you can write. And I opted not to add anything over here. So you can totally bring in more designer paper if you want. I just thought this was really nice, just like this. And then using the glimmer foil, that's cloud cover, but it's very similar to a silver. So we have all these pre-cut pieces using cloud cover. That's probably one of my favorites. Love how these Z folds. And again, we've got our designer series paper. If you have a direction on the paper, just be aware of that when you go to adhere it down to your card base. So in other words, you wouldn't want to put it down this way. You would want to put it down this direction. And then here's our card base. One of my favorite folds. It's a Z fold. I love new fun folds, and I love sharing all the new fun stuff. And you can do this with any suite of product. I just decided to get a little jump start on some of my Christmas card making and just general card making. And of course, the more I demonstrate this for you, you're going to want this suite when it's available in September, because it's a year-round stamp set. Sympathy, prayers, and of course, Christmas, love, wishing you peace, joy, and love, all the things, right? And the die cuts are fabulous. Look at the glimmer and bling. So yes, come September, you're going to want to get this suite. Let's go ahead and do our stamping on the inside, because look at those die cuts. See, this die cut goes with the thinking of you from With You in Mind. Look at that gorgeous font. You could totally use Happy Birthday for another kind of card. So yes, I think you're going to fall in love with this suite of products, as I have. Big hugs for a good friend. It's just gorgeous. Okay, here's the big hugs. And Misty Moonlight. There we go. I just recently re-inked it, so there should be plenty of ink. Just give it a few seconds, let that ink soak in there. Beautiful. Now, while we have the ink pad open, we're going to stamp the heartfelt prayers, because this is in Misty Moonlight. The thinking of you is in Secret Sea. There we go. So pretty. All right. And then Secret Sea, pardon my reach here. Let's see, where did I put that one? Oh, here we go. Off to the side, I actually put it on a big block. I think this is that big I block. Thinking of you. Love the photopolymer. I can see exactly where I'm stamping. Just apply nice even pressure. Love this wow card factor. Ta-da. Gorgeous. All right, so we've got all of our stamping done. So let's start adhering some of our pieces. Go ahead and put this one in first. Alrighty. What a fun card this is. Now I want to do the bottom one first because I want it to be close to center as possible. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere these two pieces together. Layer these up on this beautiful new in color cloud cover. And then as we close the top, we're going to put that one right on top. So I'm just going to apply my adhesive right there because I don't want it anywhere but there. Again, I'm going to line this up and then add some adhesive to our dove. Beautiful. Just to give it a little shine. And then we're going to use the Druzy embellishments again. I'm going to use the two small ones because you can never have too much bling, in my opinion. I absolutely love lots of bling. And this is a really wow fun fold card that you can replicate very, very easily. So what do you think of these two fancy fun folds? I am ready to show you our new box. This one, you don't have to have the ribbon, but I had ribbon handy and I thought, why not? So cute. This would fit those little votive candles, the little tiny ones. This would fit a round cookie. I don't have anything that would fit in this box that's sweets because we're trying not to have too many sweets on hand. But it's 1.5 deep and it's 3 by 3 for the base. Oops. Let's see. I've got everything right here. And of course the templates, you know, I love templates. To me, that just opens up a whole new world of creativity for me. And then when I have templates, I can refer back to them for any suite or bundle that comes out. I'm very excited and can hardly wait. Let's see, in 4 weeks, we get to see the new mini catalog. And I'm so excited to see what's going to coordinate with the Peace on Earth because I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of beautiful coordination. I don't know, but I suspect that there will be. So let me just share with you also where some of the stamps came from. So just to brighten your day, and Happiness Inside will be on the next one. This is Sharing, Loving, Crafting. It's the very last page of the annual catalog. And it's also using the new 1 7/8 punch, new to the catalog. And I do believe it's still currently available. It was temporarily unavailable right at first, and then it became available, sold out, and it's now available again. So be sure and grab that. Let me get all the pieces here. Oh, yes, one other thing to share. So this little flag piece, I know in the new catalog there's, in the back, there's that alphabet party. I don't have that, but what I do have is the nested essential dies, and that's what I used to make this little flag. piece here. It's the second from the largest. Excuse me. And I don't have the new party dies, but alphabet, but I do have the alphabet a la mode dies. These are $42, and it's the perfect size. I'm working on another project using the combination of those for a card, but you know, you can only get so many letters on a card, so I'm kind of fiddling with that one still. I don't know if I'm done with this suite of product yet. I have to say I'm still very enamored with it, so there might be another week of playing. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So this one I just die cut with that Misty Moonlight, which is that really gorgeous paper. I keep forgetting the name of it, but it's new and it's really fabulous paper. Let's see, it's just right here in the middle. Won't take but a second here. There we go. It wants to stick together. It's the two-tone cardstock, and this one's Misty Moonlight. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's 12 by 12 paper. There's so many things you can do with it. I'm really loving the paper, and that's what I'm using for this one. And then we've just got some paper that we're going to stamp, and then we're going to punch it out, even though I have a punch ready to go. So here is our template for this. This is the top piece. So this would be your designer series paper piece. And it's basically 5 by 5, scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And then you're going to cut up to the score line. And then we're going to put our adhesive on the 4 corners, just like that. And that's how we're going to make our lid. Okay? Just like that. So we'll do one thing at a time. Basically want to burnish the score lines. All 4 inches, or all 4 sides. Scored at 1 inch. Then I'm just going to cut up to that score line. Just like that. And you could use liquid glue. I prefer tear and tape when I'm working with 3D projects like this. You could fill this box with chocolates. It will fit 2 D blocks. I wanted to mention that to give you an idea of the depth of how deep it'll hold. Just put that tear and tape on all 4 corners. This is the lid, the top of the box. And what I like to do is one at a time. And I want this side just to corner up. Nice and square, just like that. And just pinch it together. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining. Gotten a lot of rain. It's really great. Pinch the corner nice and tight. Doing these one at a time. And keep my nails short, so I use my Take Your Pick tool, and it works great. Crafters must have, in my opinion. There we go. There is our lid. Super cute. Super easy directions, by the way. There you go, if you want to do a quick screenshot. Love when I can figure out something that's easy to figure out. Pretty much the same thing for the bottom. This is going to be your cardstock piece. And this is going to be 6 by 6, scored at 1.5 on all 4 sides. And then tear and tape on the edges, just like the first one. So let's go ahead and burnish all 4 sides. we're going to go ahead and cut up to the score line. This is Secret C cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and get my tear and tape on all 4 corners. Just like that. All right. You could probably use Seal Plus. Liquid glue would work too, but I love tear and tape. To me, it just really holds everything together quite nicely. And again, I'm just going to do one at a time. Just line that up. Get a nice pinch. And again with this corner, nice, good pinch. See how everything just lines up? Love fun stuff. Give it a nice pinch. Plenty of room for like a little round cookie, lots of fun things. Gum, candy, of course. Probably one of those Little Debbie's, like the Star Crunch or something like that. It's actually pretty deep. Like I said, it can hold 2 deep blocks. And there is our box. See how easy that is to put together? Just like that. So now we're ready to decorate. Although this one I'm not going to put the ribbon. It does look amazing with or without the ribbon. The box lid stays on. So it's nice and tight. So you don't have to worry about that. But we're going to go ahead and stamp Just to Brighten Your Day using Secret C. And you could make a lot of these. I was going to go today to the store to see what fun things, but with the rain, nope. There's a lot of fun things you can fit in there. I will post later to our page, our group page, excuse me, whenever I find some fun stuff to put inside the box, just to kind of give everybody an idea. This is the 1 7/8 punch, the new one. I think there's like 4 different circle punches. So this works out very nicely. And then this is the second from the largest. Just going to put it right there in the middle. I'm just basically kind of eyeballing it. Now we're going to go ahead and put this one up on dimensionals. I'm pausing because I know they're here somewhere. I use dimensionals a lot. Oh, they're underneath. Here we go. And I'm going to put 2 on the top. Hey, Sandra, I'm glad you could join us tonight. The past couple of weeks, I've not been able to see when people join. So I've always been kind of wondering who all is watching. Okay, and so now, although we don't need to put any ribbon at all on there, I did want to show you a little trick because, you know, that is a lot of beautiful ribbon. And if you have a lot of ribbon in your stash, go for it. So here's how to easy way to tie a bow. You have your 2 rabbit ears that are going to cross each other. Then this one's going to tuck under and bring through. And then I pull until I get the bow I want. That's a lot of bow. So let's pull some more. Tighten it. Keep pulling until I get the right size bow that I want. This is gorgeous silver trimmed, silver edged ribbon. Part of that suite. And it does fray at the end, so just be aware you're going to want to clip off that end piece. And if I were to put this on here, I don't think I'm going to, but I would probably put it here and let the ribbon just kind of dangle. Actually, let's do that. Let's put that on there because that's cute. Who wouldn't want to receive a handmade cookie or something sweet? And this one, just like that. Now this piece can be on a card piece later, so I'm going to save it off to the side over here. And that's 2 different ways to decorate the box. I thought about putting some bling, but this ribbon really does a lot. Super easy to design and make. So I'll be making more of these as soon as I see what beautiful designer paper will be in some of those new in the catalog. Now for our final project tonight, this is a Little Debbie treat holder. I say Little Debbie because you can fit the 2 little dudes, which by the way, these have been sitting on my desk for a while until I found it. My husband, when I showed him earlier, he's like, that's where they went, because you know, he loves his sweets, but lately we've been cutting back a lot. And so these are like the only 2 left. He's like, ooh, I have a treat. I'm like, no. It kind of reminds me of a Crayola box. Happiness inside. This die cut is from that annual catalog suite that was just part of that sweet sale that I took advantage of. It's from this die cut piece here, Inspiring Imperfections. Save some glue dots for Donnie, right? Yeah, he's so funny. Okay, so we're going to stamp it, but we're also going to create the little tag using the Hole Punch assortment, which currently is temporarily unavailable, but it will come back into stock, and we're going to use this little one. And I think there's even a Christmas online that just became available. I think that one might also be temporarily unorderable. Super popular, right? All right, so here's our template, and we're going to make it very similar to this, right? And again, it's big enough it would hold one of those double Debbies. Like you could do this for all kinds of possible things. Super cute, super easy to make. That's the whole point of me sharing all of this with you. So here's our template. As y'all know, I love a good template. Who remembers this color green? Anybody remember this one? So this is a 5.5 by 8.5. And on the 5.5 side, you score it at 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. Then you turn it on the 8.5 inch side and score it at 4 1/4 and 5.5. We're going to cut up to the score lines. That's where our tear and tape is going to be. And we're going to have tear and tape on these 2 sides because it's going to fold up inside just like that. And then we're going to have tear and tape here to fold just like that. Now you'll see the template, there's no cutting, it's just square, but you could totally trim it off if you wanted to on each side. Totally up to you. That's our little guide. And then the designer paper on the front is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And here's all of our pieces for this one. And we're using the Druzy embellishments again. No, this one's different. This is the annual catalog. Adhesive back, sparkle gems. I think these might actually be on low inventory. And you can see I was just kind of playing around. Since it's going to be a tag, if it's just face down, I could use it that way. But with a tag, I may not use that. So we'll stamp this one. And I want to just kind of use the gold trim because this is gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. And so we're going to use this paper with the stars, and we're going to use this little dove. So let's go ahead and use our Darling Duckling for our dove's beak. Just a little color right there. And this is our Stampin' Right markers. We're going to use the Secret C just for a tiny dot for the eye. And I have a trick because these are super tiny and hard to see. I have a trick for that one as well. So our happiness inside is coming from Sharing, Loving, Crafting, because inside is some sweet goodness, right? And we're going to use Secret C. Kind of to the right in the middle. Just like that. And since we're going to put the little hole punch in the middle, I'm going to use just a tiny dot. Okay, just a tiny dot so that I have an idea of where I need to find the center. Because see how tiny this is? And then you punch out that little dot. And that's the trick to this cute little punch, just like that. And like I said, I want to try this one with this gorgeous silver ribbon. Don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. And of course, what am I going to use? Glue dots. Get out your glue dots, ladies. It's time to party. That's what my husband said. He said, oh, that could be your new motto. I'm like, I don't know about that. We'll see. But I do go through the glue dots. I really do. It's just so convenient and easy to use. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to trim off just like that. It sometimes frays, so I like to trim just that tiny little bit on the end. And of course, I have enough for another piece just like that. I have such a cluttered desk, but it's a lot of fun. Okay. I guess we should go ahead and cut our, before we put all that, we better fold, burnish, and trim. Oh, there we go. I almost forgot. What box are we doing? All right. And so the short side is going to be the front, okay? And we're just going to trim up to that score line. Just like that. And now we're going to get our tear and tape. Another fun one. Put all the tear and tape down. very sturdy adhesive. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't remember measurements every time, so my templates have been a real big game changer for me. All right. And so again, we're going to just do one side at a time. Oops, there we go. This is going to come up. Just get a nice pinch. Now for this side. Give it a nice good pinch. Now we're going to bring up the two sides one at a time. All right. Just give it a nice pinch down there on the bottom. Get your handy dandy bone folder. Help crease it down. Now for the final side. There we go. Push down with that bone folder on the other side. Voila. Now, I kind of like having it trimmed just a tiny bit. So I'm just going to kind of trim it at an angle. Just like that. And so next, we're going to put this beautiful paper right on top. And this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Be aware if you have directional paper. I probably could have used the cloud cover for the base of the box, but that's okay. Happiness inside. And so you can totally use our clear envelope bags, and you could fill it with some fun little treats and fit that inside, of course. Little Debbie treats or any of those little treat item things that you like can go in there. And I would even hazard to say probably you could put in here some stamping supplies for a bestie. It would totally fit some stamping supplies, right? That would be fun. Also, you could fit in here, what else? Candy cane, and you could also put hot cocoa. So lots of uses for this fun one. Craft fairs, all kinds of fun. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on a dimensional. Our dove. So elegant. Happiness inside. Let's see. You know what? Let's change this up. When I do something different, I tend to do this until I decide where do I really want this to sit? How do I want this on here? I do like the dove in the corner. Keep that right there in the corner. And this is kind of off to the side there. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. Just to add a little bit of adhesive right there in that corner. And then let's top this one off with some beautiful gold bling. Put a gold druzy embellishment there. This last one doesn't want to be picked up. Here, let's see. There we go. Got the little gummy section. Isn't this fun trying to determine where am I going to put this one? Oops. There we go. Oops, now it's stuck on me. All right, there we go. Now it's going to be right where I want it to be. Now this one I didn't want to cover up because it had already the picture of the doves, which is why I placed this one off to the side, because I wanted you to be able to see the beautiful dove. And this one has the gorgeous stars, happiness inside. You could probably even put some crayons in here. I mean, it kind of looks like a crayon box. It's kind of fun. All right, so we've got those, and that's our template. Love those templates. And then our other 2 boxes. With those amazing templates that I'll share on our page later. Our Oh Wow Fun Fold. I'm really loving that Secret C, I guess you could tell, right? And our other Wow Fun Fold card. I so hope you enjoyed all of these amazing cards, new techniques, new everything. This suite of beautiful product, Peace on Earth, is definitely one of my favorites. Brought in some of the annual catalog carryover stamp sets from last year. Lots of fun sharing all of this with you, and we will see you next week. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm done with this suite yet. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll pause the Christmas cards and move on to some other fun stuff. There's just so much fun things to play with in our Stampin' Up! Catalog and online exclusives. It's really hard to decide. Thank y'all again so much for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Happy stamping.